Okay, so another class of word problems is solving mixture word problems. And solving mixture word problems elevates the complexity just a little bit more. So let's look at this next word problem, and let me show you what I mean. So this is going to be based off of the previous skills that we've learned. So Henning is mixing raisins and nuts to make 25 pounds of trail mix. Raisins cost $4.50 and nuts cost $8 a pound. If Henning wants his cost for the trail mix to be $6.60 a pound, how many pounds of raisins and how many pounds of nuts should he use? All right, so we're kind of dealing with different kinds of units. So let's kind of label what we've got. So what we're being asked for is how many pounds of raisins. So what we'll do is we'll label this as the weight of raisins and how many pounds of nuts. So we'll call this the weight. Oops, a little bit better. We have the weight nuts should he use. So we're trying to find W sub R and W sub N, the weight of raisins and the weight of nuts. Okay, so let's look at this first sentence. Henning is mixing raisins and nuts to make 25 pounds. Okay, so this is a weight of trail mix. So we're making trail mix. So what we've got here is we've got the weight of raisins plus the weight of nuts. And it says to make. That's like saying is, which is like an equals. So that's going to equal 25 pounds. That's not 21 BS. That's 2 pounds. Okay, 2 LBS. Raisins cost $4.50 per pound, and nuts cost $8 a pound. If Henning wants his cost for the trail mix to be $6.60 a pound, how many? Okay, so let's kind of write so far what we've done a little more formally here. So following the same pattern that we've been doing. So W sub R is going to stand for the weight of raisins. That's going to be in pounds. And W sub N is the weight of nuts, also in pounds. So we're just putting the units here so that we don't need to worry about using the units later. Okay, now the rate of raisins, meaning how much they cost, is $4.50 a pound. All right, and we learned that here. Raisins cost $4.50 a pound. Okay, so we're good there. We could put $4.50 per pound. Okay, and the rate of nuts is going to be $8 a pound. All right, and we got that right here, $8 a pound. Okay, so the total cost of raisins is going to be the rate of raisins times the weight of raisins. And here we've got the total cost of the nuts is going to be equal to the rate for the nuts times the weight of the nuts. Now, again, how do I know that this is going to be rate times weight? So R times W. How do I know it's going to be times? Again, the units that we're looking for with the total cost. Okay, so total cost for the raisins. This is going to be in dollars. Okay, that's the units that we want. When it comes to rate times weight, so rate is going to be in dollars per pound, and that's going to be multiplied by per pound. And that's going to be multiplied by the weight, which is in pounds. And you remember what we talked about earlier with cancellation of units. You'll see that pounds in the denominator for the rate cancels out with pounds in the numerator with weight, and we're left just with dollars. Okay. And being left with this unit is exactly the unit we want to have left because that's the total cost. Okay. So that's why it's going to be rate times weight, it's because the cancellation of units leaves us with the unit that we're really interested in. Okay. So let's keep going here. So I kind of wrote down one of the equations that we were given. So the weight of raisins plus the weight of nuts is equal to 2. All right, that's one of them. Now, let's see here. Henning wants his cost for the trail mix to be $6.60. So the trail mix is going to be raisins plus nuts. All right, and we're talking about cost here. So because we're talking about cost and it's $6.60 a pound, so the fact that it's $6.60 in dollars per pound, that's a rate. Okay, so what we've got here is the rate for raisins and nuts is $6.60 per pound. So that's another little equation that we've got there. We've got or a relationship. The rate of raisins plus nuts is $6.60. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I put 2 up there, didn't I? It shouldn't be 2 pounds. I apologize. Oh, he's screaming at me saying, it's not 2 pounds, it's 25. Okay. So let me make some corrections here. So that's 25. All right. So this is all of the information that we've been given. So let's see how all of this is going to work out. Let me see here. Actually, there's one more that I want to add. Actually, I want to add it to this one. So this would be the weight of raisins plus nuts. And let me take this moment to kind of move this into a better place. Oops. All right, that's better. All right, so let's create this table to help us organize and kind of see what's going on. So we've got type, and we've got weight, and we have rate, we have total. And so it's going to be weight times rate. Sorry, my tablet is pausing here. There we go. That's equal to total. All right, so the types that we've got raisins, we have nuts, and we have trail mix. So raisins is R, nuts is N, and trail mix is raisins plus nuts. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this table. And fill this in. Okay, so the weight of raisins, calling this W sub R, and the rate for the raisins is 450. So the total cost of raisins is going to be 450 times W sub R. All right, now with nuts, the weight of nuts Okay, so the weight of nuts we can actually get from this equation here. All right, so what do I mean by that? So if we take the weight of raisins plus the weight of nuts, that's equal to 25. And if we subtract both sides by the weight of raisins, that'll be 0. Now we've got the weight of nuts is equal to 25 minus the weight of raisins. So where we have weight of nuts, we can put 25 minus the weight of raisins in its place. I think I can do a little bit better here in this space. Oh, come on. Grace, please. Thank you. So the weight of nuts is equal to 25 minus the weight of raisins. All right, now the rate for nuts was $8 a pound. And so the total cost for nuts is going to be $8 times 25 minus the weight of raisins. Now for the trail mix, we want to end up with 25 pounds. Okay, we got that from up here. So the weight of the trail mix is 25. And we want the trail mix to cost a certain amount. That was up here above. So the rate for the trail mix is $6.60 a pound. So the total cost for the trail mix that we want is going to be $6.60 times 25. All right, so what we've got here is this is the total for raisins. Here we've got the total for nuts. And here is where we have the total with raisins and nuts. And so if we add the total for raisins and nuts, that gives us the total of raisins and nuts. That's the trail mix. And this relationship is the same relationship that we've got up here, right there. But now it's with totals, okay, instead of weights. All right, so now we can write the total in raisins plus the total of nuts equals the total cost of raisins plus nuts. Scroll down. Having some issues with my tablet. All right, so the total for raisins is 450 times the weight of raisins. And then the total for nuts is $8 times 25 minus the weight of raisins. And that's equal to the total cost of the trail mix, which is 660 times 25. So here we're going to have 4.5 times the weight of raisins and use the distributive property. 8 times 25 is 200 minus 8 weight of raisins. And 660 times 25 is 165. And what you'll notice, I guess maybe a little more clearly here, is that now we've got one equation with one unknown, and that unknown is the weight of raisins. And so with only one equation and having one unknown, we can solve for that unknown. So that's good. All right, let's subtract both sides by 200. And so we're going to be left with, that's going to zero out. And over here on the right, we've got negative 35. And we have a pair of like terms. So 4.5 weight of raisins minus 8 weight of raisins. That gives us negative 3.5 times the weight of raisins. Divide both sides by a negative 3.5. So here, when we're dividing and we have two of the same sign, it's going to make this result, this quotient, a positive. So the weight of raisins is going to be equal to 10, which is 10 pounds. All right. So now to figure out the weight of raisins that we need, let's come up here and we can find the weight of, the weight of nuts. So we can use this relationship that we've got up above. The weight of nuts is equal to 25 minus the weight of raisins. So 25 minus 10. So the weight of nuts is equal to 15 pounds. Oops. Okay, so I'm kind of low on space here, but let me try to write a conclusion here. All right, so do this in different color. So our answer is going to be Henning needs 10 pounds of raisins and 15 pounds of nuts, period there, to make 25 pounds of trail mix at 660 per pound. Apologize for the squeezed in nature of that final solution there, but that's what we've got. So let me know if you have any questions.